Lockdowns were initiated across the globe to somehow control or stop the spread of the virus. There was a drastic change in the new learning environment of the student, which did not only affect their academic performance and efficiency in terms of skills actualization, but also pose a threat to the stability of the student's mental health. Good day to all. We are the Group 2A of BSN 3F. My name is Jennea Gubaton, and together with me are my group members, Adriel Cruz, Nevine Louise Dela Cruz, Camille Gedalanga, and Faria Louise Gutierrez. We are here today to present to you a research paper titled Mental Well-Being of Nursing Students During Community Quarantine.
For the purpose of the study aimed to determine whether there is a significant relationship in mental well-being between level 2 and 3 nursing students and their profile variables at the local university. At the same time, provide the nursing field with a statistical evaluation of students of the indicated year level's mental well-being, which will be useful in designing a more effective approach to academic excellence.
For the research design, this study is correlational quantitative design. According to Bandari 2022, a correlational research design examines correlations between variables. It also expresses the direction of a relationship between two or more variables, which are the mental well-being and profile variables. Moreover, we've conducted a questionnaire survey method to collect the data.
Participants of the study are the level 2 and 3 nursing students of the local university. They were chosen through stratified random sampling technique, resulting to a sample size of 234 in a total population of 562 nursing students, which was calculated using Sloven's formula.
For our research instrument, participants were provided with a two-part questionnaire created by the researchers. The first part gathers information about the demographic profile of the participants. The second part contains specific questions from Warwick-Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale. This is to determine the level of mental well-being of nursing students. With the data gathered, Table 2 on demographic profile of nursing students, results show that majority of the participants were 21 years old and below, accounting to 217 or 92%, and the remaining 8% ages 22 years old and above. This implies that the participants are mature enough to make prudent decisions. In terms of sex, more than 3/4 or 75.1% were female, and only a quarter, which is about 24.9% of them, are male. This indicates that Bachelor of Science in Nursing has more female students than male.
Next, for the year level, more than half of the 234 participants, which 53.2% are in their level 2, while 46.8% are in their level 3. In terms of connectivity status, majority of the participants, which is 64.6%, belongs to category 2B. Meanwhile, 23.2% are in category 3, and only 12.2% of the participants belong to category 2A.
With regards to the type of community, more than half of the participants live in an urban community with a percentage of 69.2%, and the remaining 30.8% lives in a rural community. And in relation to living condition, 65.4% of the participants stated that they are living with both parents, whereas 19.8% of them lives with either parents, and only 14.8% of the participants lives with their guardian.
Moving on with Table 3, presents the mental well-being of nursing students. Using the interpretation of WEM-WBS, results show that the mental well-being of 21 years old and below was high, with a mean score of 48.38, while the other age group, which is the 22 years old and above, got a mean score of 46.84, interpreted as average. When the participants were grouped according to their sex, both had high mental well-being, although males got a higher mean score compared to female. As for the year level, the same results were noted, as both level 2 and level 3 significantly show high levels of mental well-being. This implies that both level 2 and level 3 nursing students can easily adjust to the abrupt shift to online learning.
In Table 3, it presents the mental well-being of the nursing students with a connectivity status 2A was high with a mean score of 48.79, while the other type of connectivity status, which is 2B, above got the mean score of 47.97, which is interpreted as high. Then connectivity status 3 above got the mean score of 48.78, interpreted as high. Moving on, When the participants were grouped according to the type of community in which they reside, both urban and rural are interpreted as high by having the same mean score of 48.26. Although participants who are residing in the rural community had a higher standard deviation score of 8.64 than participants who live in an urban community. This implicates with both levels can adapt despite on what type of connectivity status and community they're in. With regards to the participants' living condition, the data illustrates that the mental well-being of the nursing student is high when they live with both parents, having the mean score of 48.95. Whereas for those students who live with either of their parents and those with their guardian had results of 47.43 and the mean score of 46.31, respectively, and both were interpreted as average level. It can be implied that the presence of both parents greatly contributes to the students to have a healthy mental well-being.
Chi-square test of association was used to determine the significant relationship between the level of mental well-being among nursing students during community quarantine and profile variables. The level of significance was based on 5% probability, or p equals to 0.5. It is clear as the p-value of all profile variables are greater than 0.05, which means that the hypothesis is accepted, and that there was no significant relationship between the level of mental well-being among nursing students during community quarantine and all profile variables.
In conclusion, as for the age, the majority were 21 years old and below. Level 2 and Level 3 nursing students have more female students than male. Most participants are in Level 2. Participants' connectivity status belongs to Category 2B. Level 2 and Level 3 nursing students mostly live in an urban community. Majority of the participants are living with both parents. And based on Warwick-Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale, participants are presumably experiencing mild or no depression at all, as the overall mean score of the participants was 48.26, and it is greater than under or does not fall between the mean range of 41 to 44, which is indicative of possible or mild depression.
For our recommendations, we recommend the university's consistent promotion of mental health awareness on and off campus, the strengthening of partnership between the university's mental health professionals and students, as well as parents. We also recommend for the students to develop strategies and techniques that will help them cope with stress and improve their mental health levels. As an example, it is good for them to maintain and form healthy relationships. And for future researchers, we recommend to focus on how to develop measures that will help students to improve their resilience and adaptability skills for the event of future crisis.
Once again, we are the Group 2A of BSN 3F. Thank you and live Jesus in our hearts
Forever.
forever.
For